Everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from, yes, downtown Manila. It's more fun in the Philippines, as they say. Got an awesome guest today, and he is an awesome guest. He's been in the sales business for 30 plus years. And guys, from the moment you scream out for your mother's tit to get some milk, it's all about sales. If you think it's not about sales, well, you're not going to make it. This gentleman's name is Jeff McNaughton, and Jeff's the owner of a company called Your Sales Steps. And the industry is in sales. 30 plus years. Reach out to this man and he'll tell you more stuff in 30 minutes that you know in a lifetime about how to get new clients and how to look after the customer. Right? That's what it's all about, guys. Getting customers and keeping those customers. Don't keep chasing customers. Keep the ones you've got. Give a bit of service. That's a big tip for you. Brief description: he's a fractional sales manager working with companies who do not have the financial resources for a full-time sales manager and desperately need one. Yeah, a good full-time sales manager, guys, in the States, there's 300 and 400 grand. I'm not sure what they are in Australia, probably 200 grand. And the small companies, you can't afford them, but you can afford to have someone like Jeff in your corner, and he can guide you and put you on the right track, and probably knows more than what the fucking sales manager knows anyway. Key achievements or projects: he's rolled out the most successful campaigns for a US cybersecurity company. He's finished 15 Ironman triathlons and a lot more. Personal philosophy: hate to die wondering, just say yes. The story about Churchill, guys, many years ago, it was about £1,000 for a table, back in the early 1900s, when he was around. And he kept them waiting. He's a bit of a pisshead, so he kept them waiting for about an hour and a half. And they paid all this bloody money. And he comes on the stage and he says, "Never, never give up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen," and left. That was the message you paid for. Never give up. And I'm sure Jeff's the same. If you knock me down, I'll just fucking bite you on the ankle. I'll never give up, right? Ever. Right. So interesting fact is that I just say yes, then work out the how from there. So it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Mr. Jeff McNaughton. How you going, Jeff?
Good, thanks, Jeff. Great name, by the way.
It is a great name, isn't it? Famous. You and I are sort of guys that make it famous. We make things happen.
Absolutely.
Let's get this show underway. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path all those years ago. What happened?
I suppose the main reason it happened is I was a very technical person, a degreed engineer, went to a company where I was doing all the work for the salespeople. They were getting the commission and I was getting a pat on the head, and I went, "Hey, right moment here. I could do this myself." And that was my journey to sales. And that was 35 odd years ago. I basically went, "That's it. I'm going into sales because I can talk. I can talk and I know my stuff." So it just seemed a natural fit for me, and it was something I enjoyed doing. I absolutely enjoyed doing it.
And what's the secret about sales? Is it the systems? Is it the people? What is it?
It's having a system and as you mentioned, never giving up. Having a system and repeat it ad nauseum. Repeat. But you got to work your system out first. You got to have something that is a hook that people will want, and then just flog it
and do more of it.
Flog it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What I realised along the way, guys, and I'm a big book reader. I read books from the time I was 14. I tell people, what do I tell them? I'm trying to think what I tell them. I'm losing the plot. I say I'm uneducated, not unintelligent. That's what I tell them. So I left school at 14, and books have been with me all my life, and everything you want, guys, is in the books. And basically, the books, they have a system. And one book I read told me this. It was very interesting. I'm losing the plot today. What did it say? It said, basically, your winners flog the shit out of you, as you said, flog the shit out of your winners, and don't try and make your losers into winners, because you'll spend half your money and half your life on the wrong horse. So if you got a winner, push it to the hill, like the bull worker. Remember the bull worker, Jeff? The bull worker.
Absolutely.
They ran the same ad, guys, for 40 years, aimed at skinny 14-year-old kids like me who wanted to be Mr. Atlas. I bought a bull worker. Probably bought 3 or 4 of them.
So did I.
Yeah, we all did. Every home in Australia has got a bull worker, I'll guarantee it. Right? And by the way, guys, get one. They bloody work. They work.
It's like everything. If you stick to it, they work.
Yeah.
The bull worker works as long as you stick to it.
Yeah, if you work, it works. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that over the years, Jeff?
Probably the most challenging was the travel. I was an international sales director for a while there, and just the travel that I had to do. And I kind of learnt to, I get these little lines that drive me in the world. It was just find the fun. No matter where you are, if you're absolutely knee deep in shit, just find the fun. Just be grateful you're not waist deep. I mean, it's just simple things like that. I worked out for the first couple of years, I used to travel angry. I'd be ticked off with the airlines. I'd be ticked off with everyone being annoyed. I'd be ticked off with the person beside me in the seat. And then I just got to say, mate, life's too short. You've got to do a lot of this. So work it out. So after that, it was, just find the fun in everything you do. No matter how crappy it is, find the fun. There's always something fun. Have a laugh and get on with it.
Yeah, that's it. It is fun. And get involved with the local people, guys. You don't need this tourism shit. Don't go to the tourist brochure. I used to go to the hotel and I'd hire one of the bellhops and say, "What day's your day off?" I said, "Well, you and I are going out drinking. My friend will take me out, and he'd take me to places that tourists would never go to, and had a lot more fun and half the price." Tell us about an important moment in your career that pretty much changed your direction. You did indicate it earlier, but what else happened to you?
The second time round was when I was working for a software company and the partners had a fight and broke up. They split business. The partner that had the good sales acumen, I thought, said, did I want to join him? And I just went, yeah. So we had no money, no job, no company. And basically I just said, yep. So the next day I was on a plane to Singapore, which started my career of working in Asia, where I had to find a company, a business place to work and someone to work for us and a client. And that was I was on a plane flying there going, I'd never been to Singapore, by the way, at this stage. I didn't even know what it looked like, but this is from 30 odd years ago. It's a very different world now than it was then, but it's the same old thing. I just say yes, and then just say yes to opportunities, no matter what it is, and then fire away.
Yeah, if I'd sent you to the Philippines or Thailand, you might not have stayed the journey. But Singapore's always been pretty cool.
Well, we started there, then we branched out all the others: Singapore, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, Taiwan, all the Asia Pacific region.
Yeah, Singapore is super clean, guys, and like the eighth wonder of the world type of thing.
It's the easy Asian world, as I like to call it, the easy Asia. If you're going to do Asia to start, it's the easy way. Yeah,
if you're going to do Asia, go to Shanghai. I could live in Shanghai tomorrow, the Pearl of the Orient. I love Shanghai.
Yes, it is.
Love Shanghai.
Just don't trust the people that run the country. That's the only problem.
That's it. Yeah, just do your own thing. Just go in there and do your own thing, guys, and have a good time. In your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that have helped contribute to your amazing success over the years, Jeff?
Tenacity. Just, for example, I'm 15 Ironman. When I first started doing Ironman, I was never going to do an Ironman. Never ever thought about it. One guy one day said to me, "You'll regret it unless you do it." I entered, I got in it, I did it. And it was just one of those sort of things that, you got the end of an hour's swim, 6 hours bike ride, you got a 4-hour run to do. And, someone gave me the advice. They said, "What do you do when you go on the run?" I said, "It's simple. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot." And repeat it ad nauseum. And by the end of it, you'll cross the line. And that's
how long do they take you? How long are they?
My first one took me 12 hours.
Wow.
By the end of it, by the time I'd finished, I was down to around about 11 hours. I got it down by an hour. But so you got a 3.8K swim, 180K cycle, and a 42K run.
Imagine that.
All in one day.
Man, I can't do 45 feet.
Most people can't drive that far in a day, but that's life.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And you did them all pretty much straight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bloody amazing.
Just one of those.
And tell me, I'm just curious, how many people enter these things approximately?
Well, the Ironman, typically around about 1,200 to 1,500 odd people.
Unbelievable. Imagine, guys, here we go, bang, off goes the gun, and away you go, 1,500 people.
Away you go on the swim. You got 1,500 people with your best friends swimming beside you, kicking daylights out of you while they're trying to go and do what they're doing.
Unbelievable.
It's as I say, someone say, it's just a fun catered afternoon or a day of racing.
Yeah, and we've had some real superstars over the years, guys. We've had some real Nicky Dye Ironmen who used to
top ones. Greg Welsh, Chris McCormack.
Yeah,
we had. Well, I actually luckily got to do the Ironman Hawaii Ironman, which is the world championship. I got there on tenacity again, not ability. Typically, the top 3 or 4 people in your age group of any Ironman race in the world get an entry into it.
Wow.
But if you do 12, they give you an entry into the Ironman. So I did my 12 Ironman.
Yeah.
I did 14 in the end, and then my last one was Hawaii. My last one I went to and
Pretty cool.
did the Ironman World Championship, and that was experience and a half. There was 3,000 in that one.
Wow. 3,000 crazy people, guys. 3,000 crazy people.
Oh, insane. Absolutely fittest, insane people in the world.
Yeah, there you go. Tell me, in your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have helped you? As we said, tenacity, and I think your resilience and your ability to listen. You're a great listener, which is also one of the keys to sales, guys. Be a good listener, right?
You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use them.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, and then solve the problem, right?
Always.
How do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field, Jeff? What's the secret?
I just love sales. I love that thrill of the kill.
Yeah,
getting success.
Another one bites the dust. That was
Yeah.
I had a button in my office. Honest to God, no one knew. It was my personal joke. I press a button. Another one bites the dust.
Bites the dust. Yeah, the thrill of the kill, but also knowing that I've helped someone as well.
Absolutely.
I can't sell a product I don't believe in.
Absolutely.
I've tried and I'm miserable at it. But if I sell something, I tend to know that person's going to be happy with what I've done. So
that's right.
Yeah, the thrill of the kill, the absolute thrill of the kill.
Yeah, I love it. I used to sell real estate, and I was so proud of it because I knew I was selling someone a house back in the day for $50,000, which would many years later be $1 million.
Correct.
I told them that. I said, I just don't know when. I can't promise you when, but I can promise you your house, if you keep it, it'll hit $1 million.
Yep.
So I made many millionaires. Tell us about a recent project or achievement out of your many that you're particularly proud of.
I suppose that the US software company I work for, which they released a software product that failed miserably in the US. They couldn't get it to fly, and I couldn't work out why they couldn't. I sold their first 50 licenses of that internationally before they sold one. So then I actually, it was very, very simple. It was a scanning tool that actually told you your problems in your environment.
Yes.
And at the time, we were the only ones who had the product. No one else had it. So the closing line, I basically go and talk to CEOs and say, show me the piece of software that lets you sleep at nighttime and tells you you're safe. And they'd look at you like they're dumbfounded. And I'd say, well, I know I can answer that for you because we're the only ones with the product. And we're the only one that can do it for you. And that was it. That was my sales pitch. And the owner of the company couldn't believe that I'd only spend that amount of time with it. And I said, man, whilst I love talking, I want to talk about other shit. I don't want to talk about this. I want to get the deal done and then go talk and enjoy people. So he was just gobsmacked. So that was probably one of my most successful ones. Then, unfortunately, I got dragged over to the US and I had to sell my soul over there for 18 months, working directly at the company and with the US company. Lasted 18 months, and then I said, I'm out of here. I'm back to the international. I'm gone. Don't want to be in the US. Yeah. Great to experience, but not my idea of living.
Yeah, I've been in sales myself. You're selling yourself from the day you're born, guys, as I said earlier. And I was in sales, and I did these book sales, door-to-door book sales, right, as a lot of kids did. And you had to knock on someone's door and tell them, I want to know about your area. But you're trying to get yourself in the door and then sell them some books. Anyway, I was number one out of about 36 kids, right? And my boss kept on telling me, all your sales are bloody 3 years. What do you do? I don't know, boss. I just, they must just like me. And I asked them. What I didn't tell him was this. I woke up real quick. And what I did, you're supposed to go, man, would you like 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years? And they'd go, I'll take the one. Everyone took the one, obviously, right? So what I did, I went in and introduced 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. And everybody took the 3 years. And I never told anyone. So I tripled everyone's sales with the same words, same amount of words. Unbelievable. How simple is that?
Totally.
Just ask, And
that's the trick, is trying to simplify. And that's the thing I've always been very good at, is simplifying sales.
That's right. And
everyone tries to complicate.
Sales is simple, providing, as Jeff said earlier, you've got a product you're proud of. You've got to have a product that if it works, you're doing someone a disservice if you don't sell it to them.
Correct. Absolutely.
That's the thing about it. What advice would you give a 20-year-old version of you? If he came along today and he said, I'm just starting, just left school or just left uni, what should I be doing with myself? What would you tell him?
I'd say sales, and just remember the words yes. Just remember yes. No matter what happens, no matter what they ask, just say yes.
Yeah.
What if I can't do it? No, just say yes. You'll do it.
And you want to stay happily married, just say yes.
Well, yeah, that's a given. It's yes, dear, and sorry, dear, I'm wrong.
That's right, all the time.
They're
You'll
the
have a
two
great
winners,
marriage.
and it works perfect.
Absolutely.
And about 99% of the time with my wife, I am wrong. So I'm not saying anything wrong.
No, that's the one. Keeps her happy. Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Jeff? You're going to keep going for a long while yet. What are you going to do?
I'll sell to the grave, matey. I'll absolutely sell to the grave. That's what I love doing. But what I really
I'll meet you at the pearly gates, my friend. I'll meet you at the pearly gates.
We might have to have a discussion about who gets in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I actually want to pass back my knowledge, and hence the reason I'm doing this fractional sales thing is I've got years of experience of all sorts of different cultures of selling all sorts of different ways, and I want to give it to young bucks. I want to teach young kids so they can short circuit what I've learned doing, and just putting my head in the fire and going for it. So that's my real passion nowadays, is to pass my knowledge back on.
Yeah, and I'd add to that and say two things, young guys or girls: get a bloody mentor. You get a mentor, pay for a mentor. You'll save 10, 20, who knows how many years off the journey. And read a book, preferably weekly, but even monthly. Read a business book or a sales book every month from some of the greats, and they're out there. One you'll love this one. I read the book by Chet. He's dead now, Chet Holmes, and he ran this ad for salesmen, right? And they'd ring up and they'd go, "Oh, hello, I'm ringing about the sales job." And Chet would say to them, "I don't hear sales." And the guy would go, oh, sorry. But you'd know, "I'm sorry to wasted your time." And they'd ring up and they'd speak to Jeff and he'd say, "I don't hear sales." And Jeff would say, "Well, you must be fucking deaf." and Chet would say, "Come on in. You're the guy we want to hire."
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That's what it's about.
You're dead right about that mentor stuff. I was lucky I had 2 or 3 very good sales guys that I just sat on the tail of and learnt the tricks, some of the great tricks. And one of the best ones I've ever seen is a very, very good sales guy sold some stuff to a client and it didn't work. And he had to go in and face the CEO of the company, and the CEO had brought all his people in, and they were going to beat the daylights out of this sales guy. Yeah. And he gets up before the meeting starts and he says, "Look, guys, before we all start, there's one thing I want to say. I'm really sorry I lied about the product." Mate, and I went, wow, sales guys don't admit that.
Yeah.
He made more sales out of that company than anybody because they basically he totally diffused them because they basically were going to beat him up, and he admitted to what they wanted him to admit. He admitted it's up front. And then he said, "But what I can do is we can do this, this, and this. It's not going to be exact same, but it's going to be close. How's that go?" And off he went again. He said, "Sometimes you just got to take the kick in the butt."
Absolutely. Yeah, it's only a day. Here's a sales story for you guys. The girl goes into the shoe salesman job, and the guy says, "Okay, look, I don't think you got it, but I'll tell you what, I'll give you a job and I'll give you a day's trial." And he says, these shoes are $50. We've reduced them down to $45. They're on special. See if you can sell some of these. So a guy comes in and he wants a nice pair of shoes, and he goes, no, mate. My budget's only $30. He said, "Look, these shoes are beautiful. You're going to love them. They're very comfortable. Look, tell you what, give me the 30, and then next payday you can come in and pay the other 20. She didn't go for 45. She went for the original 50. And the guy goes, "Oh, really? Oh, okay." And off he goes. Well, the boss hears this story and goes, "What the fuck have you done? You let this guy get the shoes for $30. She smiles and says, "Boss, he'll be back. I gave him 2 left shoes." You like it?
Love it.
What a great story, right? What a great story. Yeah, I saw that the other day. I thought, what a great story. Clever.
That's clever sales.
That's clever. That's good sales. That's good darn sales. Anyway, tell our listeners, how can they reach out and find out more about sales and your wonderful experience, Jeff, and how you can help them? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Probably the website, yoursalessteps.com. That's my website. On there, you can fill in a form to catch up with me. That's probably the easiest way to do it, is just go to the website. It's got all the info there for you.
Yeah. I'd say the other
contact
way.
details.
He's very proficient, guys, on LinkedIn. So reach out on LinkedIn's another way with an email. And
that's true. Yep.
Find out how to make sales. And what's going to happen, we're going to put all of Jeff's social media links. We're going to put this across Snapchat, Quora, everything you can think of, guys, including LinkedIn and particularly YouTube with all these social media links. So reach out. The worst you can do, think about it, the worst you can do is reach out. And I've spent an hour with this gentleman. It's been fantastic. Reach out, have a cup of coffee, glass of wine, beer, water, whatever the time of the day is, wherever you are in the world. Reach out and have a chat to this man. He's got 30 plus years of knowledge, real grassroots, and what Jeff and I know, real sales, belly to belly. And someone taught me this years ago. You can be the fattest and ugliest salesman in the world, but if you get out there and see 20 people a day, belly to belly, not just bullshit on the phone or anything, belly to belly, you'll be successful. And that's a fact.
Absolutely.
It's a numbers game.
Yep. It always is. Always is a numbers game.
Numbers game. And then you improve
Absolutely.
it. And if you know your numbers are 1 in 20, well, get out there and do 40 and you'll get 2. Or
Correct.
get better and you'll double your business. You'll double your income overnight by getting better, by reaching out to someone like Jeff and asking him to mentor you and give you some of the tricks. And the last one, guys, I made all my money. My first book, I'm lazy. The first book I ever bought was The Lazy Man's Way to Riches. It's a bloody awesome book. It was ahead of its time. It's still relevant today. It was about mail order. And the second one I bought was How to Sell Anybody Anything or something like that from Tom Hopkins. And Tom Hopkins is a bloody superstar. He teaches you things like Monday or Tuesday, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You know, all the basics. You know, Jeff and I know
basic stuff.
It's basic.
You don't do Monday, Friday. You don't do Monday, Fridays. They're the times everyone's partying. Or if you're going to ring them, you ring them then to have a party. You don't ring them to actually sell.
Yeah,
just ring them to talk about the world, talk about stuff.
It. Yeah, that's it. Doesn't have to all be about sales all the time. Jeff, before we wrap it up.
One little positive note that one of the things I was always taught with, it's a numbers game. So if it's 1 in 10 or 1 in 20, so if you get a rejection, if it's 1 in 20, you're 5% closer to a yes.
Absolutely.
Just turn it round, turn the stuff upside down and think positive. That's it. That's what it's about.
All the time. Because life's too short to be fucking negative. Be positive, guys, all the time. Be positive when you can. Tell me, before we wrap it up, we know a lot about you, but tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know. You're a yo-yo champion?
I can play a guitar left-handed. Most of my friends wouldn't know that because I haven't done it for years, but I can play. So, yeah, something that people don't know.
Not bad. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. And this 15 minutes of fame, think about it, guys. A TV commercial in your country or your city is going to set you back about 30 grand. And while the commercial's on, they might get up and go and have a beer, make a hot dog or go to the toilet, and they miss the thing completely. 10 radio spots back in your city, it's going to cost you between 3 and 5 grand. And what's going to happen, they're probably going to play them at 1 or 2 in the morning when people are asleep. But you can come on 15 minutes of fame where it's all about you, and we'll put you across all the social media channels, and I guarantee you we'll put you in front of hundreds of potential clients. So you've got no excuse. Reach out, come on this great podcast, and we'd love to help you. Once again, thanks for being on the show, Jeff. It's been a pleasure.
Same with me, Jeff. Really great to meet you.
Likewise, my friend.